The Triple H era is in full effect as your boys are reviewing Bad Blood 2024. It's been like 2 decades almost since we had one of these, and we had a lot to talk about. So here we go.
People have been asking me, why, Eddie, why?
I'm better than you.
My eyes are red. I was in the back smoking a joint with the gang.
You know it, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm your boy, Stevie Jobber.
And I'm your boy, Dangerous Duke.
And welcome back to the Dangerous Jobbers podcast, putting wrestling over one podcast at a time.
Testify.
In this past weekend, we had the pleasure of watching an interesting show. Did it feel anything like the Bad Bloods you remember?
They tried to. I can say that they definitely tried to give it that old school feel. It felt Bad Blood adjacent. If that makes sense. Bad Blood adjacent. Like it was like Bad Blood, but it was different, and it paid homage with trying to do something new.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that's exactly what it was. I think you hit it right on the head. It did feel it did have reminiscent moments of the Bad Bloods we remember, especially with some of the cameos. But it did also still try to be new school in certain ways that might not have translated perfectly. I don't know. Well, I think the first thing before we get to the matches, the easiest thing to talk about is how do you feel about the hosts? The whole hosting deal. Did that get over for you?
It was weird. I mean, I understand they were trying to do something a little different, but it felt. See, I don't even know how to describe it because technically, who was the host? Really, it was like Metro Boomin, and then it was the three girls.
It was
right?
Naomi. Yep, it was Naomi.
Yeah, like it was
Bianca, Jade.
I guess you got to showcase your people any way you can, and instead of just having one person host like they normally do, they went with three.
Mm-hmm.
So. Well, three and a kind of a fourth because he was
kind of a fourth with Metro Boomin,
because Metro was kind of like their big calling card on it. It was just odd.
Yeah, it felt a little like I knew what they were going for,
and
I knew it. It feels weird because I'm so not used to this level of mainstream incorporation.
Yeah.
So it starts to like the marketing started to get through.
Yeah,
and
I see what you mean. I'm gonna let you finish.
If that makes sense, like it started to feel like, oh, we're paying the bills. You know what I mean?
You're appealing to the crowd of where you're at. Like the last pay-per-view, they had Jelly Roll. They had Jelly Roll in a spot where Jelly Roll would be popular, and then now here you are, Bad Blood in Atlanta, Metro Boomin from Atlanta. It's the old it's marketing, as you said. They're paying the bills and they're trying to get people in. And how do you get the people in? You bring somebody in who's popular in pop culture from that area.
Mm-hmm.
WrestleMania, Meek Mill, Nashville, you got Jelly Roll or Luke Bryan or whoever, whatever country musician you want to bring in. You go to Atlanta, you're going to get Metro Boomin or you're going to get somebody from Atlanta. What's the other pay-per-view that's going to MetLife? Is it SummerSlam next year?
Is SummerSlam or is that what's
yeah
MetLife? Is that Cleveland?
No, MetLife is the 2-night SummerSlam, and they're already
It's
promoting
not
Cardi,
interesting.
and they're already promoting Cardi B for it.
Right. Wow. So they did get Cardi B right, yeah, because she called on the cell phone, right? Which leads back to the girls, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
since Bianca's going to be part of the rollout for Cardi B, clearly. And let's be honest, 2 out of the 3 of those ladies are heavy pop culture with Jade and Bianca. So it made sense for them to kind of host with Metro Boomin. They appeal to the hip hop market of Atlanta.
Yeah.
But it did at a time feel like I get what he was doing. Like I said, he wants to. It feels sentimental to him,
Mm-hmm.
the effort that he put into it. So I try to give him the benefit of the doubt. Like Bad
He
Blood
tried
is
to have
special
fun.
to him. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So he's trying to promote it the best way he can, so that they can do this show again.
Yeah.
So I was like, but
He
it,
tried.
you know,
He did try to make it fun. I will give him that credit.
he did his best. He did his best. So now let's get to the matches. Let's get to the fun part. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Hell in the Cell starts off the show. CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. This is supposed to be the end. This is the trilogy. Drew McIntyre wins the first time via the bracelet. CM Punk wins the Four Corners match. Drew snaps. It leads to this: I'm willing to die in that cell to walk out the better man. And they went in there and they somehow outdid themselves. I thought they had a terrific match, a banger, if you will. But Duke, what are your thoughts?
The best trilogy I've seen since Triple H and Batista.
That's
That
a
was
mighty big trilogy.
That was the perfect cherry on top of a trilogy. That's how you get it done. I think Punk came into this with a chip on his shoulder that people were saying, you know, all right, after the first match, all right, he can't keep up. And then the second match, all right, he can keep up a little bit, but he's not the same Punk. And then you put him in a match like this. This was one of the best Hell in the Cell matches of the last of this decade, really. Of the 2020s. This probably is the best Hell in a Cell match in the 2020s. Arguably one of the best of the last 10 years in general.
Yeah.
If everything stops today, I know everybody else is saying it, and I'm on the wagon too. If everything stops today and we vote on stuff, this is match of the year. This is above Swerve and
Hangman, or
yeah,
Swerve and
anything Swerve's
Swerve
done.
and Hangman.
Yeah, I think it's Swerve and Hangman. This is above Swerve and Hangman. This was great. They did phenomenal. And apparently that whatchamacallit spot, the toolbox. Apparently he wasn't supposed to get color like that and get busted open the way he did. So that made it even better. And then, you know,
so much better though. So much better.
And then even with does he have thumbtacks? Does he have real glass? What's he got in that
And
bag?
then it ends up being the beads.
That was hilarious. That was like comedy on top of comedy, but still like storytelling. So I enjoyed the match, man.
It was the missing piece, honestly.
I don't have a single gripe about the match. I really don't. That match was great. It was chef's kiss. Kudos to them for putting on, for me, the match of the night as soon as you start the show. So that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, talk about a follow that. Yeah. They did a terrific job. Like, I can't add too much more to what you said. Like I said, I think the beads were the missing piece of that story. I should have known it was the beads.
Yeah, I feel like we all should have, but it was like
amazing cherry on top.
Punk still got a little bit of petty in him, so you didn't know if it was really glass or not.
Yeah, I released a music video. Not a music video, a music video. I'm not releasing music. I released a top 5 takeaways from Bad Blood. That's not really a review, but just 5 things that came to my head after like rewatching the pay-per-view. And one of those things was, to your point, that I'm sold on WWE CM Punk.
Yeah.
It took a while to get there because even I was skeptical. His run in AEW, as good as the stories were, sometimes physically just never paid off or had drastic implications or something drastic happened beforehand. And
sometimes after.
And sometimes after. And sometimes it was a thing about like, okay, he's back, but is he gonna play it safe now that he's back? Is he gonna wrestle like this WWE style of like, is he gonna miss it up to kind of stay healthy? Or is he gonna be Punk? And first one was a little shaky. They did a lot of storytelling. Second one was a little more brutal, but it was still a little like you can get away with this without doing too much real wrestling.
Yes.
But they got in that cell, man, and Punk aged backwards. They had a banger. Like the both of them put their shout out to Drew. Because Punk did a great job, but Drew, I knew they struck gold as soon as he got busted open. And everything after that was just genius.
And
yeah.
I was gonna say shout out to Drew, but not only that, shout out to the man who produced this match and like choreographed it. The mad genius himself when it comes to these kind of matches, apparently, freaking Abyss.
Who else? Who else but Abyss?
Kudos to Joseph Park for getting this thing done,
man.
I think I'm okay with him producing every Hell in a Cell match going forward.
I look forward to this being a clip. I'm tagging Abyss in this. Shout out to Abyss, man. You
created
because you know what it freaking reminded me of. And it didn't even hit me. It was like I'm watching because they did and like there's I guess him bleeding hard way, which I called as soon as I saw it. I was like, that wasn't supposed to happen. But it looked like Joey Mercury, and it was like, oh man, the rest of this match is about to be great.
It was very it was very Edge Finn Balor with the ladder.
And then tell me about that table spot. I for once I didn't see a table spot coming when they hit that turnbuckle spot. I was like, wait, is he gonna no? Then it was like it was perfect, man.
And then even the Claymore into the steps. I didn't call that one either.
Every Claymore he caught him with was great.
No, I mean when he missed the Claymore and
the stair spot.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even see that one coming.
It was
dude,
it was
kudos to Abyss. Like Abyss gets like I would give that man a standing ovation.
It reminded me of a Jeff Hardy. It reminded me of a Jeff Hardy Abyss match because they used to take it places.
That was a
like,
Monsters Ball.
That's that old school TNA Monsters Ball hardcore style.
Yeah, that was Monsters Ball in WWE. That's what we saw.
I should have known it was Abyss. Kudos to you, sir. You are a master in hardcore storytelling. I guess that's my point to end on. So moving on to the next match, I agree with you. This was best match of the night. Best match of the night. I'm sorry for anything I have ever second guessing you, Mr. Punk. You are by far everything you say you are still.
Yes.
Moving on. I will talk about this one because I'm sure you don't have too much to say upon the winner. But Bayley versus Nia Jax. It was a good match. And I don't have too much to criticize. It just was more of what you expected. Yeah. The only difference now is that I wonder if Tiffany Stratton is going to be a face. Because now, in the beginning, I thought Tiffany really was doing this on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know Tiffany Stratton.
Yes.
But that one looked like a sincere accident. And for once, I was like, are they going to make her a face somehow? Like, how is this going to... Because now you feel sympathy for Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah.
When originally, I felt bad for Nia because I knew eventually Tiffany was going to turn on her.
Mm-hmm.
But now it feels like...
Nia's going to turn on Tiffany.
Like, what situation are we in right now? Like, how does this really play out?
And to be honest, though, I think that's the better play here.
Mm.
Because you can't have Nia be a face. Nia does no good to anyone being a good guy or being a good person. Tiffy, on the other hand, she has and I don't mean this in any bad way.
Mm.
Tiffy has the look of somebody who is gonna be a deplorable heel because they got the Barbie look, they got the Miss Perfect, whatever, blonde hair, colored eyes. She has that look to her. The superficial, stuck up, mean girl. But then when you get Nia in the mix, and then you start planting them seeds, and Nia starts like treating Tiffy like she can't do it. That's when you got a whole new market towards. It'll be like you tapped into a new Bailey.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be like you got a new hugger Bailey instead of Bailey the hugger. You have Tiffy the Barbie.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I think they have a chance to do something really big with that. As if Tiffy becomes a face, I do.
Are you ready for that? Are you ready for that, dude?
Look,
Are you ready for Tiffany Stratton Barbie dolls?
Look, I can't say it. I can't say anything, dude. I got the Becky Lynch Barbie doll up there, so. But anyway,
like straight Barbie style. Like her action figure is not an action figure; it's a. Barbie.
You got to appeal to you have to appeal to your general audience. That's what Bailey did for the longest time. She appealed to she was the John Cena of the women's division.
Yeah.
And then now you potentially have your new John Cena of a women's division. Well, let me not go that far. You have your new Bailey of a women's division. Yeah. You have your new hugger. Your hugger's just a Barbie.
Yeah. She has the potential to be, and I don't want to keep reverting back to one of the greatest blondes to ever do it, but Trish Stratus levels of like.
Yeah, but I understand what you mean with that level of athletic ability that she has. And you have the look to go with it.
And as a face, you're like...
Make you sell a lot more money.
I will say this. I appreciate the potential in Tiffany Stratton, the face, because it provides Charlotte the opportunity to never be a face again.
Yes.
Because absolutely. I hate Charlotte as a face. It is not who she is. It's not her character. I don't want her to be modest at all. It's not who you are. It's not what your dad was. You're just not those people. Like,
and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. She needs to stay heel. And they only turn her face when there's not enough. So if Tiffany can do it, let Tiffany do it.
Yes. I agree.
What do you want to talk about the crown jewel thing?
They gotta play nice with the Saudi prince, and this is basically what they're doing. My only gripe with it is however this little champion versus champion match plays out for the crown jewel championship or whatever they're calling it now. Mm-hmm. My only gripe is whoever loses, immediately you're already letting everybody know that they're your B champion. That's let's say right now, Cody and Gunther. You take them to crown jewel to fight. You let Gunther win. You're letting everybody know Cody's your B champion. You letting everybody know Gunther's your B champion if Cody wins. It doesn't work. You can't. I wouldn't add a championship to it. I would have made it a trophy. Just call it the Crown Cup.
Yeah, I don't understand why you couldn't just get a gigantic trophy.
Yeah, you
And
could have just called it.
just do like King of the Ring or something like.
Yeah, you could have called it the men's
Not
and
King
the
of the
women's.
Ring, but like
Yeah,
like the Saudi Cup or something.
or as a
like
matter of
that,
fact,
know
you
what
could
I
have
mean?
called it the Crown Jewel.
The Crown Jewel tournament every year now.
And
We'll
then
do the girls, we'll do the guys, and they'll wrestle for a huge freaking trophy.
Like, and it don't even need to be a big trophy.
I don't
But
know
you
what
could
the
do
titles for.
you,
Like they don't carry it anywhere.
You could have did it the same way you did King of the Ring, where whoever wins King and Queen of the Ring become next in line for a world title shot. You could have did it like that.
Yeah.
Instead of walking around with that big gaudy, I mean the belt wasn't terrible looking, I'll be honest, but instead of walking around with the big gaudy belt, they just walk around with, a trophy like yay big that's like all gold with the green emeralds around the top and the bottom. Like you could have just did that. And it could have been like your option C.
Or stand that joint up like the Andre the Giant joint.
Yeah, like do something. But you don't need a title for it.
I don't understand the titles. I don't.
What are you gonna do? Wear the titles for 3 months until the next Crown Jewel show, and then never show them again?
And do they even wear it that long? Like,
no.
You don't really be seeing them.
Braun wore his greatest Royal Rumble championship for like 3 weeks and then stopped. As it stands right now, Braun is the longest reigning champion in WWE. He just hasn't been carrying the belt.
But moving on to things that matter. Crown Jewel we'll attack when it's time to. Finn Balor versus Damian Priest, the first half of the Judgment Day versus Terror Twin story. And I have mixed feelings, but the match was very good. I will say that. And that's kind of it wasn't amazing. It wasn't like the fullest that it could be if it was just them one-on-one really going 20 minutes or something. But it was as good as it could be for the story that they had to tell. I am still sort of disappointed, though, that Judgment Day has to take so many L's coming out of this. And I get the point of it. I understand that they need to establish that they can stand on their own. And that was Damian's whole arc once he became champ was, can you stand on your own? But, I mean, it is kind of corny to put all of them down like that in a combined effort when you're playing Finn as a mastermind. Like when Seth was the architect, part of the plan, part of the stick was I always find a way to win because I'm smarter than you. That's the whole gimmick. So if Finn is gonna be this like vindictive, like when you least expect it, I'm gonna strike and I'm gonna win every time. It's kind of weird that he can't get a win.
Bullet Club Finn Balor is turning in his grave right now, because Prince Devitt would never do such a thing. Yeah, I'm right there with you. It was okay. It was a match. It was there. It served its purpose. It told the story it needed to tell. I'm with you. I don't think all of Judgment Day needed to go down just for Damian to win. For all that, you could have just gave it to him in a straight up one-on-one, no Judgment Day, no nothing. Or you could have just had JD come out. You didn't need the whole Carlito and everything else. But
like you put all the forces on him and let him really beat everyone on his own. Like I get it, but that seemed like a WrestleMania type of thing. Like
that was a stretch. That was a stretch for a Bad Blood. Like,
damn, like how is he supposed to win now? Like what else happens now? Like
I don't even have faith in the tag titles anymore. Like
you see what I'm saying? This is the law of diminishing returns. Like
we could get a tag team match on Monday Night Raw between JD McDonough, Finn Balor, and I don't know, freaking Otis and Tozawa for the tag titles. And I would go into that match thinking Otis and Tozawa are going to win the tag team titles. On paper, they should never win those tag titles from Finn and JD.
But they got a lot. There's a lot of momentum falling off of the Judgment Day every week.
So that's the point where it would lead me to think Otis and Tozawa could win the tag titles from Finn and JD.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's what happens, and I just called that right here, holy crap. But that's just me. That's honestly where I'm at.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But that's all I got to say about it. Moving on.
If that really happens, you have to clip that now.
Yeah, no, we'll definitely run that back if that's accurate. And you've called stuff before, so I wouldn't be surprised. I just would want. They could probably pull that off. They could probably pull that off. I could see that. I could see that. I could see the LWO winning it, and LWO was like,
yeah,
could happen tonight. Could happen tonight. No. So get into the other half of the Judgment Day story. Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, Dominic in a shark cage. Your feelings? Did it serve as the peak purpose for you? Can we end it here?
My thought during the match was ruined by the ending. Because all I could get out of my mouth when I seen it was, what the hell is that? So my thing is, this was a shark cage match. This is what it was billed as. This is what it was. And it was also for the title. So already shark cage match for the title. You would think there's no disqualifications, correct? Kendo sticks come out. Weapons start coming out. People start getting hit with weapons. No disqualifications. Nothing. And then we get the interference from Raquel. And again, I'm not mad at the interference by Raquel. I get it. They're friends. Sure. Liv's got her muscle back. Great. But then when Raquel hits Rhea, then it's a disqualification. What was the point? That was literally my thought. Like, the match itself, the way it was going, okay. Holy crap, you fell out the cage. Okay, that's pretty funny. What the hell just happened? That was literally, and then I stayed at what the hell just happened. I didn't move from there until I got to the main event. I was still dumbfounded that was the result. Like, really? So, for starters, this is the match we get. 12-minute match, and this is how it ends.
I'm gonna tell you this. Watching it, I realized that one of the best and worst things about Triple H running creative is that if somebody's not over, you'll know. Because everyone's over. So if there's somebody out there that's not over, you'll know. And for the way the match was going, I mean, it was cool. Like, it was, and then it got funny because Dom fell out the joint. I kind of expected Dom to help Liv cheat, but this was a funny turnaround. Okay, he get beat up with the kendo stick. Then Raquel come out of it. Like, first I'm like, who is that chick? Then I'm like, oh, that's Raquel. While I'm watching it with Reckless, and somebody goes, oh, that's the chick with the back.
Big back, big back. Big back, big back. That's gonna be the crowd chant now. Oh my god, that's gonna be her chant, big back.
I'm not a bully. I don't want to bully it. I'm just saying that's your whole gimmick. You do the thing with the back and the entrance. I'm not. So I see Raquel and I'm like, why would Raquel be out there? And then I'm like, oh, right, Liv, friend, right.
Tag team champions.
Oh, so they're doing this. And then she made the mistake of laying Liv on the Rhea after it was over. Like,
I see, and that's where it got me. I think the ref fucked that up. Excuse my well, whatever. I think the ref fucked that up. I think that was a mess up on the ref. I don't think it was supposed to be a disqualification. I think Liv was supposed to get the pin that exact way. And maybe it was just like a Tongaloa moment.
Yeah, I have no idea what went wrong right there, but I can tell you, like, I can tell you by the time I figured out why she was out there, and I just went, oh, this is the finish. And then after I was like, oh, this is the finish, she then pulled Liv off of Rhea and they standing in the ring. And I'm like, oh, so I don't care just as much as everybody else because I don't hear nobody reaction in there.
No.
I don't hear a boo. I don't hear a yay. I don't hear nothing.
Now, at least if you would have heard a boo or yay or even mixed reactions, you would have known you had something that kind of stuck. When you just hear nothing but complete silence to the point where the fans can hear the commentators.
And she had to keep that face too, because she was keeping a poker face while getting dead air. I'd have been devastated.
Yes.
Credit to her. You strong, girl. Cause
you got no reaction whatsoever. A bad reaction is better than no reaction.
It felt like way back, because this is the last time in booking that I clearly could tell there was somebody I liked that nobody else liked, that Triple H was hot on and nobody else dug. And it was Lars Sullivan. During that like 6-man North American ladder match. And he was the only dude that when he climbed the ladder for his spot, everybody in there was like, no, get this dude out of there now. It was aggressively loud.
People would have been happier with Killian Dane winning that damn match over Lars Sullivan.
For real. And it felt like at least he got a reaction. She didn't get nothing. And then I thought maybe, because I started to feel bad, like maybe it was just the acoustics in the arena, right? But I did go on Twitter later and see somebody else doing the video of Raquel, and they was there, and you couldn't hear nothing. I was like, wow.
You know
that
what?
Sucks.
I think I might have a fantasy booking theory here. If you'll indulge me for like 2 minutes. Liv has Raquel now, right, in her corner. And she also has Dom as her, daddy Dom. Rhea has either Jimmy or Damien. You can interchange them, whichever one. For the sake of argument, let's just say Damien. So she would need another woman to come to her aid in defense of Liv Morgan and Raquel. Rhea's already the big woman, so we can use Rhea to combat Raquel. Who can we throw in that's due to come back soon that is the same size as Liv, looks somewhat similar to Liv, is probably more popular than Liv, and will definitely get a reaction when she comes back?
Are you suggesting Alexa Bliss?
I am suggesting Alexa Bliss.
It would put her on Raw with the Wyatts. It'd be huge for Alexa.
Yeah, because then
that'd be a perfect place to put her.
Because then
so she could come back like a main eventer.
Feud with Liv, help Rhea, defending a new family, if you will. Helps Rhea. Maybe eventually Alexa wins the title from Liv. And then you got your feud. And then you got your thing with the Wyatts right there. You got Nikki Cross, you got Sister Abigail, you got the rest of the Wyatts.
That whole time you build the Wyatts in the background.
Yep.
Get Nikki ready. Get everyone else ready. And then when the time strikes, we'll start with Nikki. Let's get Nikki first. She's Sister Abigail.
Yeah.
Let her get first crack at a belt. Yeah, I could definitely see that. That's great booking. That's great booking. Man, I couldn't. Yeah, that'd be really cool.
I just thought it made sense.
Yeah, I wonder though. I still wonder what they're gonna do with Alexa. She seemed like a myth more and more every day.
Yeah, I mean, she's training. She is training.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have the videos of her back in the dungeon doing Twisted Bliss and all the other stuff.
She's in the dungeon.
Well, not like the actual Heart dungeon. I just mean like her, like she's in a gym.
Okay.
Yeah, like she's
I
in
thought
her
she was
domain.
in Natty's dungeon.
No,
it's different if you in Natty's dungeon. People come out different when they go in Natty's dungeon.
She's in her domain, if you will. They got the videos of her doing Twisted Bliss and everything else, trying to get back into the swing.
So dope. I can't wait. I can't wait for Alexa Bliss. I'm hyped for that one. All right, so moving on. We didn't talked about the Hell in a Cell. We didn't talked about Nia Jax. We talked about both the Judgment Day Terror Twin saga. We end on the Bloodline. Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, the OTC versus the Bloodlines, Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. Oh boy, the man of fact. How you feel?
I love you, my tribal chief. I had to get that out. I liked it. They did good.
Yeah,
I feel like they did good. It wasn't the most amazing. It wasn't WrestleMania. It wasn't a War Games match.
Mm-hmm.
It was good though. It was very good. It was a great way to bring Roman back into the swing of things without fully putting him in that 40-minute monster match straight out of the gate.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the match was probably somewhere more around like the 20-minute time frame.
Like 20 something.
Yeah, see, and they did good with it. I like the result. I like how everything transpired. I did appreciate that they started planting the seeds for a War Game a little bit with the returning Uso and Jimmy. They picked the right person to come back first. I think nobody else was supposed to come back first besides for Jimmy.
Gotta be Jimmy first.
Who now? Next man up. Hey, that's up in the air. I don't know who it's going to be, but I'm not predicting or spoiling. I'm just here to watch. But it was good. I liked it. And then, the end of the match, going back to help Cody, showing that he's actually going to be the face. Like he's actually going to be a face. He's going to be a good tribal chief.
Yeah, shout out to Jimmy for in that moment being like, "Yo, as we ain't."
Yeah, like
you told him, but it's your call, so I can't do it for you.
Are we the heels or are we the face? What are we doing?
Make a line in the sand right now.
And he went face with it, and truthfully, that was the thing to do.
Yo, it wasn't Avengers, but it was a Marvel movie.
It was
you know what I'm saying?
It was Guardians of the Galaxy.
It was Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, it was a solid film.
They helped Quill all around. Yeah. They helped Quill. And then the final boss making his presence felt. No words needed to be spoken, just the 1, 2, 3 and the
so tell me this. We'll talk about the Bloodline, then we'll talk about the Cody line. Cody line. And then we'll wrap it up and get out of here. But talking about the Bloodline first, I saw a snippet. Solo and the boys in the crowd. I noticed this. Very important piece of the puzzle for everybody to pay attention to. Rock was looking in the ring the whole time. Bloodline is in the crowd. He's looking right at them. And he ain't happy. This is not a Rock that's on Roman's side. This is not a Rock that came out for Cody. This is a Rock that don't like who in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and that's what everybody's saying. If he didn't say no words, what's the 1, 2, 3 and the flip mean? I believe it. I believe it. I believe it's all for Roman.
And I
go ahead.
Hold on. I just wanted to say this. I also saw on the snippet online of Solo in the crowd telling somebody it's part of the plan. Who's playing Solo? Is Solo with is that the Rock's bloodline?
Yeah, I'm thinking that because look at it this way. Strike one was the loss at was actually getting Cody in the match at WrestleMania. That was strike one. Strike two was losing at WrestleMania. And then strike three was going against the family and helping Cody. I believe that's what it was.
I believe Rock let him even get that far. I think maybe Rock thought he gonna turn on him and they gonna beat him up because that's family. Yeah. He wouldn't do that to family. So once it happened, he had to come out and say something. That might be the beef right there. But then again, Solo saying this part of the plan is like, I wonder if this really is gonna be bloodline versus bloodline this year. So that makes me wonder now, because it seemed like Cody did his job to be done with this, and he got bigger problems that we'll get to in a second. But it seemed like, all right, now how do you get Jay and Sammy to help y'all cross brand by Survivor Series?
And then not even that though. You still got one Samoan sitting in the wings.
And you still got one Samoan sitting in the wings.
You still got Hikuleo sitting backstage.
You do.
So where does Hikuleo fall in all this? Does he fall?
Or is he the fifth? Is he the fifth?
He might. I'm thinking.
Is the Rock going to be in the War Games? Rock wouldn't get in the War Games, would he?
I'm thinking the final boss might get in a War Games match, and I'm thinking Hikuleo.
Crazy.
You need somebody big to counteract Jacob Fatu, and Rock's already. The Rock and Roman are already going to be at heads with each other, and then
he's going to be the prediction. Fatu is going to be the star of War Games. He's going to be the breakout star. He's going to be the Shelton Benjamin of War Games. I just hear me out. This guy, he's going to shine.
Prediction: this is going to be the best War Games match we've gotten in the new era.
Listen, I've been in the 2300 in a hardcore match, seeing Jacob Fatu do whatever. I've seen him do whatever in a steel cage. I've seen him do whatever wherever. This guy, he is going to shine, especially the Hulk gimmick that they got him on right now.
Dude, this is like
he's going to be a star.
This is going to be Infinity War.
Yeah,
this isn't even going to be Endgame.
That's going to be Infinity War right there.
This isn't even going to be Endgame. This is going to be Infinity War. This is going to be like the holy shit.
Or is it going to be Civil War? Because a lot of people, I hold Civil War up there with Avengers movies.
No, it is, but I'm just talking about like because of the magnitude of people and the amount of people, it's gonna be
especially if the Rock really does step in the cage.
Yeah, like
and it really is a War Games.
He's gonna be the Thanos of the whole thing.
That'd be incredible. All right, enough fantasy booking. Later in the night, Cody Rhodes has nothing but more problems as he's just trying to get home. He's not home, but next show,
he's just trying to get on his bus.
Monday is coming. I gotta be, Friday, and then I got press.
trying to get on the bus and have a libation or two.
Champion heavy schedule, just trying to leave the building. It's been a rough night, you know what I mean?
Obviously.
I took myself out to help somebody else win a match. I took out Jacob by myself. Tough night. And Kevin Owens comes up to him and has some words. I'm not exactly sure what the words were, but they definitely weren't too understanding.
They weren't
Cody
very
looked
cordial.
Cody looked like he tried to reason with him a couple of times. He made him put the belt down there. All right, man. Like, I don't know what you want to do, but let's not go.
Didn't look very cordial.
There was no Randy Orton to save him. Kevin Owens, like the Kevin Owens we know him to be.
Yeah.
He hooked them and he teed off on them. And it was too late by the time security had got to him. And he had beat Cody down as much as he possibly could.
Yeah.
And he let it out, man. He let it out. Sometimes you gotta let it out. You know what I'm saying?
For those fans wondering why did this happen and why did they wait till after the show? Why, Kevin, would you attack your friend? You know damn well why this happened. This is no one's fault except for Cody Rhodes. We needed Kevin Owens to do this. We wanted Kevin Owens to do this. This was the master plan all along. This is the Kevin we know. This is the prize fighter. This is what he's going to do. Now, I will say this. I don't know the fan's name. I don't know his. It was on Instagram. I don't know his name, whatever. I'm sure if you look it up somewhere, you'll find it. One of the fans out in the IWC took what happened to Cody a little too close to home because he managed to message Randy Orton on Instagram and say, hey, I don't know if you're busy, but your two friends are fighting in the parking lot. Maybe you should go help them. And Randy just replies back with the laughing emoji. I mean, Randy, I feel like Randy knew a little bit that this was going to happen. I would like to think Randy knew.
And Kevin might have texted him that he was going to talk to Cody.
Yeah, and we know Kevin and talking don't exactly go hand in hand. Kevin and stunning, maybe, but Kevin and talking,
not so much.
But
I mean, so
we know where this is going. We got a rough idea of what Cody's next feud is, and hey, we're here for it.
Yeah. So
at least.
Yeah. So in short, man, I feel the same way as a heel by nature. I'm naturally empathetic. And I just see every reason why he had this coming. And Kevin Owens, especially if you listen to Sam Roberts' pod, he'll tell you, Kevin is one of the best characters because he's just a guy that pays attention. His whole character now is just a guy that pays attention to the stories.
Mm-hmm.
He's the logical guy.
Yes.
And Cody was being extremely illogical to a point where even I at one point was like, why?
Right?
Why even involve yourself? You know how much easier it would be to just be like, no, like you won. Like, why aren't you leaving this alone? Like, and to just be frustrated. You're not being the champion you should be. You teaming with the ops. And I don't understand it. Like, you make no sense. And I don't even want you involved. And you making me lose. You did everything wrong, Cody. You did everything you could have done to deserve this.
You got nobody to blame except for yourself.
But it'll be fun. I'll tell you that. It's going to be a fun, however long they drag this out. I mean, I would want it to be maybe a little more than a month, but
oh yeah,
it's going to be fun either way.
Absolutely.
It's going to be fun either way. But I think that does it for the review. Do you have any last thoughts? Any last things you want to get in there?
Good show. And I would gladly welcome Bad Blood back again next year.
I think they did a banger of a job as far as an opening and a closing.
Yes.
Middle could have been a little better, but we do what we got to do.
Yeah, I mean, for the first crack at it, you know, it was better than a Saudi show. So
yeah, and you know they broke numbers again. So
I mean, hey,
yeah.
We're breaking numbers every premium live event.
Hey, this is what it is. This is what it is. But if you made it this far, you might as well like if you haven't already, and you might as well subscribe. I mean, you like us. It's been a long time. It's been a minute. You know what I mean? We didn't have a slice, so you might as well hit the subscribe. Check out some other stuff. We don't just do weekly. We do lists. We do all types of stuff. Follow us in the little link below in the bottom, little link tree. Follow your boys. We got a website, dangerousjobberswebsite.com. We exist on pretty much all social media platforms, Facebook, TikTok, IG, whatever. So look us up, and thanks for listening. Again, I'm your boy, Stevie Jobber.
And I'm your boy, Dangerous Duke.
And this has been the Dangerous Jobbers podcast. Stay up, stay blessed, and Duke, as always,
stay dangerous.
People have been asking me
to be the best in the world.
why, Eddie, why?